You're holding your baby. She won't stop crying. You start walking, swaying gently, side to side, and in seconds she's quiet. You've done this without thinking, 1,000 times. But 70,000 years ago, on an open savanna at dusk, that exact same reflex was the only thing standing between your family and a set of teeth in the grass. A crying infant isn't just loud. It's a beacon. Sound carries for miles across open ground, and every predator within earshot knows exactly what that particular pitch means. Something small, something weak, something alone. So how did a species with almost no claws, no fangs, and no fur to hide in ever manage to raise a baby that cries out loud, in the open, for the first 2 years of its life? Shouldn't evolution have selected for silent babies? It didn't, and the reason why is stranger than silence. In 2013, a team led by researcher Gianluca Esposito measured what happens in an infant's body the instant a parent starts walking while carrying them. Heart rate drops. Yeah, crying stops, almost immediately. Muscles relax into stillness. They called it the transport response. And here's the detail that should stop you cold. They found the exact same reflex. In baby mice, not a learned behavior, not something you're taught. A switch wired into mammal biology millions of years before humans existed that responds to movement and touch by shutting down the one sound that could get you killed. But a switch only works if someone's there to flip it, which raises the harder question, what happened on the nights when a mother's hands were already full? When there was food to gather, a fire to tend, an infant crying at the exact wrong moment? This is where it gets uncomfortable. Anthropologist Sarah Hrdy spent decades studying hunter-gatherer societies and arrived at an answer most people don't expect. Human babies didn't survive because one mother was strong enough to do it alone. They survived because they weren't raised by one person at all. Hrdy's research on what she calls cooperative breeding shows that ancestral human groups shared infant care across mothers, grandmothers, older siblings, even unrelated group members. A constant rotation of arms, ready to pick a child up the second it started crying. A lone mother in the deep past wasn't just exhausted, she was a liability. A group that couldn't silence a baby fast enough didn't get a second chance. So the reflex wasn't really about the baby at all. It was a race between 2 humans and 1 leopard, and the only winning move was speed. Now think about what that means for you tonight. That instinct to bounce a crying baby, to walk in slow circles around a living room at 2 a.m. You're not comforting a child with a modern parenting trick. You're running code that's older than language, older than fire, older than your species' ability to speak in full sentences. Somewhere in your nervous system is a leopard that never showed up and a reflex built to make sure it never got the chance. Your baby doesn't know any of this. She just knows that when you move, the fear goes quiet. Neither did the mother who did the exact same thing 70,000 years ago, on a savanna, with no one but her group standing between her child and the dark. And there's a second reflex almost nobody knows about, one that doesn't just calm a baby down, but explains why total strangers instinctively lower their voices around a sleeping infant. That one's coming next.